Yeah, I just wanted to, clear something up. I mean, really on my last video because, you know, I just wanted to say that, like when I said that, I'm not here for my family and stuff like, I didn't mean that at all. I mean, my mom. I mean, what I consider my family like my mom, my sister, my niece. Well, my two nieces and my daughter. Like outside of those people, I mean, me and my dad. I mean, like whatever. I mean, that's just a different story. He is who he is. Whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes you have to love people from far away because it's just not a healthy situation. But you know, uh, like those people I consider my family, and like obviously I'll be here for them. Like my daughter is the most beautiful person in the world to me. I mean, I don't know her and all that stuff, but I mean, she's beautiful to me. She's the most beautiful person in the world, and anybody who says any different, I mean, whatever. I mean, maybe I'm being a little biased or whatever. Maybe I don't know, man. Whatever. But I think she's beautiful. Like I genuinely think that. I'm not just saying that. Like to me, she's beautiful. She's my favorite person in the world. I mean, she's my kid. You know. Um. So I mean, but what I meant by that was, you know, um, none of us are here for our families. We're all created for God's glory. We're all created. We're all put here on this planet to, you know, be used by God in specific ways. Somebody might have a different way. I mean, we all have our unique callings in life. You ever roll out of bed and just say, "Why am I here on this planet?" You know, well, we're all here. We all have the same purpose, but we all have, different callings. Even if we have the same overall calling, like a ministry or something, like something within that ministry is pretty much unique to you and how, even if the position is not unique, it's, the way God is going to use you is unique. So, I mean, when you boil down to it, at the end of the day, I mean, we're all here for a specific calling, and that's pretty much, I mean, that's very, very important, because if God gives you X amount of years and you don't, fulfill that calling or whatever, I mean, really, how are you really going to explain that to God? God didn't put you here to, you know to be rich or anything. I mean, of course, I mean, whatever. God doesn't call everybody to be poor either. I mean, some people he calls to be rich, but I mean, as long, if you're doing, I mean, like, God's calling is not about a career. Like, a lot of people think, well, this must be my purpose because I'm so happy. Maybe it is, but I mean, really, I mean, like, is it glorifying God in any sort of way? I mean, if you're out there, like, throwing dollar bills at strippers, and if you own a strip club and you think that's your God-given purpose, then that seems kind of little, I don't know. It's kind of like a rapper hopping up on stage talking about God first and all. Like, come on, man. God did not give you that job, and God did not give that rapper that platinum CD or whatever. Like, really. Um, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, how to put this. We're all put. That's all I'm trying to say. I mean, of course, I love my family. I'm just saying. I mean, he didn't create them for me either, and he didn't create you for your family or your family for you. I mean, we're all. I mean, of course, love each other. We're supposed to have relationships, and definitely love your family, of course. But at the end of the day, we're all put here for God, and that's a process, because, like I said, we all have that. We all have that pride in us, and we all just want to go our own way and do our own thing. But really, I mean, that's all I really had to say. And there's actually like an extension to this video. Like, I just wanted to kind of bleed off into something else, like, and just touch on something else. Like, I noticed that, like, I tend to talk about, like, I'm not going to get all into this, but I know I tend to talk about my situation, but I also want to talk about other situations as well, concerning I noticed, like, some fathers out there, obviously a mother, and this ain't gonna happen to a mother, but fathers, like, with, even in the confines of marriage, like, there's fathers out there who have had kids and whatnot, um, and it turns out, and it turns out to not be their children. Like, for some reason, I was taking a shower, and it's just like, all this stuff started flowing through my brain. So I just wanted to drop a video and just say, like, always get a paternity test, man. I'm just saying, like, that's what I did. As much as like, the first time I held my daughter in my arms, I really, 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 like, legitimately fell in love with that girl. And I wasn't going to let myself, be sucked into a trap, if she would, because again, I didn't know the mother that well, but I got a paternity test and she's clearly my kid. Thank God. I mean, when I got that paternity test, I was really, really happy with the results, man, because like I said, I mean, I really loved her. I mean, her and her mom didn't, me and her mom didn't work out for nothing, but that's not her fault. I'm just glad that, she's my kid and I can go to bed every night and rest in peace knowing that she's my child and stuff. But I did what I had to do. I didn't do it because I wanted to be a jerk or because I was trying to escape child support or just secretly hoping she wasn't my kid. No, of course. She's my kid. Like she doesn't look like me, but she doesn't really look like her mom either, to me anyways. I mean, she looks more like her mom than she does me, but when I've seen pictures of her, I've seen attributes on her that are just completely mine from my side of the family. Including my eyes, like my eyes. She definitely has my eyes, like, like from my side of the family. Like our color eyes are different, kind of, sort of. But I mean, like, again, I haven't seen her in person for so long. We're talking like years ago, man. But you know, but I just like, for guys out there who, even if you're married to somebody, really, I mean, you guys have no problem getting prenups and stuff like that. I mean, you'll sit there and you'll protect your money, but you'll have kids with these, even if it's your wife, man. It's 2016. Loyalty does not exist anymore. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not sitting here saying don't trust somebody. And if you don't trust that person, then why even bother getting married to them? But I'm just saying, you might, I mean, I'm just saying, like, on day to day, really. I mean, just have discernment. Even if you are in the confines of marriage, unless the kid looks, it's not even really about looks either. It's just like, just being safe. I mean, because like the kid, like I said, the kid doesn't have to look like you, and the kid could be 100% yours, like in my case, or the kid could look like you and be somebody else's. Like, you just never know. And that's why I got a paternity test, because I just wanted to play it safe. I was a young dude. I already fell in love with her, like my child, and really, I wasn't about to just let myself be heartbroken down the line, come to find out some crazy stuff. But that's why I got the paternity test. And I did it because that's a smart thing to do. You should always get a paternity test. I don't care who you are, or how long you've known somebody or whatever, because that person could be doing some crazy stuff behind your back. Like, you really never know. I'm not saying you have to sleep with one eye open, but at the same time, don't be stupid. I mean, it happens every day, and I'm not saying it happens all the time, but it happens, and you really need to be mindful of that. So, but yeah, I mean, my situation, I mean, the results were obviously, like, I'd have to be a monkey to not, obviously, but I did the right thing. I did the right thing because I wasn't about to just, I wasn't about to, be caught off guard or anything like that, because I knew what happened. I knew stuff like that happened. It was common sense. So, but so you guys really need to keep, just stay on guard, man. I'm not saying don't trust your wives, or I'm not saying don't trust your girlfriends or anything, but I'm just saying, like, stuff happens. It's the world we live in. It is. Anything's possible when it comes to this world. I mean, at the end of the day, can you really trust yourself to do the right thing half the time? No, you can't. So I'm just saying, like, be on guard and stuff like that. But what else do I want to say? But yeah, I mean, like, we're all put here for God's glory and stuff like that. So so that's what I was really saying to as far as, like, I wasn't trying to be rotten to my family or anything. I mean, of course, I love my family, but at the end of the day, I'm not here for them. They're not here for me. Whatever. So that's all. That was basically the purpose of the video, and I wanted to say that as well. I mean, of course, you should never get married to somebody who, like in my case, really, I mean, we just, we really didn't know each other. Like I said, I mean, my last video, my daughter was my idea, and if it wasn't for me, like, really, like, she would not be here, really. Like, plain and simple. It doesn't get any more complicated than that. But still, even with that being said, I didn't know the mother. So based off that fact alone, Really. I mean, when you don't know somebody, I mean, kind of, man, like, really, like, you know, you got to be smart about stuff. You don't want to be caught in some predicament. But when I received that paternity test, like, really, I was on a high for a long time. Like, you know, I was like, yes, yes, yes. I mean, I knew she was my kid, but, you know, when it's confirmed, when you don't have to just kind of like scratch your head anymore, you know, and I just basically scratched my head because, you know, the mom was acting weird, you know, and I didn't know why. I didn't really know where it was all headed. I just knew something wasn't right. And, you know, she was acting real weird and like possessive over my kid when she, you know, even when she was pregnant with her, she was just slowly kind of weeding me out of the, you know, the situation. And I didn't know why. I mean, I couldn't wrap my little 20-year-old brain around it because I was never around parental alienation. I didn't know it was even possible to really, you know, legally, and that's what it is. It's legally, you know, you can do it. Um, I mean, really, if you want to do it, it's out there. I mean, like I said, they don't care about your kid. They don't even care about the parent that they're letting the kid live with. You know, they just care about themselves and, you know, kind of lying in their own pockets. But things were getting weird between me and the mother of my child, and I was just like, I had red flags, but I didn't really know where they were coming from, and I knew my kid was my kid. I mean, come on, dude. But, you know, I just was trying to like turn over every rock just to see. I was just kind of like testing the waters. You know, I was just trying to make sure that, you know, first and foremost, I fell in love with this little baby like I really, really did. And I'm still in love with my daughter. I love her so much. I mean, I don't know her. She doesn't know me, but she, you know, she's family, and she's my she's not a little girl, but, you know, she'll always be my little girl. And I love her. She's the most beautiful person on the face of the planet. I love her so much, really. She's my favorite person. But I wouldn't be saying this right now if, you know, if I didn't get that paternity test, to tell you the truth. I mean, really, I would not be at ease, and that's really my point. You know, even though I knew better, but really I didn't know at all because, like I said, the whole situation was just getting really fishy, and I just didn't really know where the mom was coming from. But you know, now I pretty much know. But you know, I just, at that point in time, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I had my bases covered, and, you know, because I knew something was gonna happen. I'm sorry, hang on. Gotta get something off my phone. It's driving me crazy. It's a piece of dust or something. But I mean, I knew something was gonna happen. I just didn't know what, and I just wanted to make sure that whatever it was, that, you know, it was revolving around a child that was related to me, like in a real way, like I'm her father. And I didn't want to sit there and go through all kinds of crazy, disastrous situations, which I knew was ahead of me. I didn't know why it was ahead of me, but I just know that it wasn't going to end well, because then the, you know, the mother was starting to take me to court left and right, and I didn't know the end game here. So, you know, I wanted to make sure that, you know, it was all going to be worth it. Well, not really worth it. None, going through something like that is not worth it. But whatever. Like I said, God has a plan, so it's all good. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I'm not saying God caused this. He didn't cause it, but, you know, He allowed it to happen, and it's all gonna end up in a certain way that's gonna glorify Him. So at the end of the day, that's all that's important to me. You know, but you know, as far as like, you know, you should really get that. You know, you really, really should, you know, especially in these situations where, you know, one day you know, your girlfriend or your wife or even your husband, like I said, I mean, mothers go through this same thing, man. I mean, but it's more prominent with fathers. I mean, really, for a mother to not, you know, really have custody of her children, you really have to do a whole lot of magic tricks and a lot of convincing. But I don't even see how that's even possible, because it definitely wasn't possible in my case. But I mean, they just handed her my child on a silver platter. I've said her name in videos. Who cares? You don't know her last name or anything, whatever. But it is what it is. I mean, you know, just make sure you get that paternity test, because I mean, if you're anything like me, you fell in love with that child like right away, like instantaneously. It didn't take any time, and, you know, you don't want to come to find out that that child that you dearly love,